What to Play presents the top 10 PlayStation 4 military shooters. The play score is an average of gamer and critic ratings. Opening our list at number 10 is Sniper Elite 3 Ultimate Edition, a perfect start to this list of shooters. Go back to the wondrous tragedies of the Second World War. Set in the vast dunes of North Africa, use stealth to stalk your Nazi prey under its blinding yellow skies. Await the perfect opportunity and shoot to kill in this critically acclaimed sniper game. Show them who's boss as you kill your enemies in the most gruesome and stylish ways, especially with the return of Sniper Elite's acclaimed X-ray kill cam. With its improved graphics, every kill shot climaxes into a slow, gory show of blood, bone, and brain bits that will satisfy your appetite for carnage. Despite its simplistic narrative, it manages to offer doses of good fun with its merciless slow-motion slaughters and layered stealth mechanics. It has a play score of 8.09. Number 9 is Call of Duty Black Ops 3. This third entry of the Black Ops series is set 40 years after the first game. Set your sights in a dark and gritty future where humanity has blurred the lines between man and machine. With powerful weapons at hand, the countries are facing an international Cold War. Gameplay remains as slick as ever with the return of its signature shooter experience. Multiplayer is also its most loved feature, especially its co-op mode. Team up with 4 of your friends in its action-packed single-player campaign. Customize them as you see fit and load them out with futuristic gear. Advanced Warfare may have exosuits, but Black Ops 3 has its fair share of momentum-based abilities. It's very well received. It even outsold Advanced Warfare and Ghost in terms of sales. However, it doesn't offer much of anything new to the series. Although fans love Treyarch's dedication, this latest entry doesn't move the series in terms of scale and grandeur. Good thing Black Ops 4 filled this hole though. It receives a play score of 8.10. Number 8 is Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Sledgehammer's first Call of Duty game takes you to the future, where exosuits are an everyday sight and Kevin Spacey is a normal human being. The year is 2054 and technology has overcome society. The US is still the world's leading superpower, blah blah blah, but it's met with heavy resistance from the other countries that are also vying for supremacy. It's just a typical war love story. Filled with high-stakes action and tense drama, Advanced Warfare brings forth a new direction to the COD series. With the addition of the exosuit, movement is more advanced, making players move from one place to another seamlessly and with style. Aside from its facial updates, it also buffs your character to a tremendous degree. Compared to the newer titles, this one still has a very coherent single-player campaign, but its main selling point is its multiplayer. It's still similar to the previous COD titles, but with your badass exosuit. You can unleash your high-tech carnage at your enemies. It has a play score of 8.29. Number 7 is Tom Clancy's The Division. Ubisoft's latest IP takes players into the far future. After a terrible smallpox pandemic, follow an elite squadron of soldiers called The Division, dedicated to find the mysterious source of the virus. With its sequel out now, this third-person shooter is still brimming with mad delights and post-apocalyptic mayhem. It mixes role-playing and shooter into one game, plus its heavy emphasis on loots make it share the same mechanics as Anthem, Destiny, and even Warframe. But as always, every shooter game's main selling point lies in its multiplayer. Go with your squad and enter the Dark Zone, a competitive arena built for intense shooting action. It's separate from the game's main story, making it inconsequential to your single-player adventures. And if you're still into The Division, it's advisable you continue your quest in its sequel, The Division 2. It has a play score of 8.32. Number 6 is Sniper Elite 4. Of course, the glorious slow-mos make a return in Rebellion's satisfying sniper game. This latest Sniper Elite title is a huge improvement compared to its predecessors. However, it was still marred with inconsistencies and a lack of purpose in its campaign. But despite its flaws, if you're in it for the satisfying headshots, it's still fun. This third-person tactical shooter puts you on the shoes of a master marksman, setting sights on Italian lands. And yes, fulfill your missions with its fantastic slow-motion shots. Take down angry Nazis and criminals with precision and skill. Watch their balls explode, heads pop, skulls crack, and so much more. And lastly, the game has an increased verticality, making stealth an even more integral factor. It has a play score of 8.40. Number 5 is Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Treyarch's one step closer to their future of shooters is taking so much risks it tried to completely remove the single-player experience. and integrating a whole new multiplayer concept. Black Ops 4 was the change Call of Duty needed, but nobody seemed to appreciate it due to the high amount of first-person shooters in the market, including Apex Legends, Fortnite, and other battle royales. Reworking their health system and making the return of the specialists, Black Ops 4 created a multiplayer that was geared towards teamwork, especially its BR mode, Blackout. Treyarch's take on this trendy survival shooter puts players in a gritty fight to the death where they flex their skills as they remain the last team standing. With Blackout's success, it's the only reason why most players keep coming back. Its new map, Alcatraz, brings another BR frenzy for you and your friends. It receives a play score of 8.41. Number 4 is Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered. It's a remaster done right. You get to see your favorite character's face in smooth 60 frames per second with 1080p visuals. On top of that, its enhanced sound and textures make it feel like a completely new game. Infinity Ward lets players relive the story behind Captain Price and Soap McTavish as they survive in a grueling civil war. Get caught in a spiral of government conspiracies and military deception because this game brings out the thought-provoking narrative about the horrors of war. This remastered version was once part of Infinite Warfare's release as a bonus content. Players were required to purchase the latest game before playing this, which caused a divide in the community. But it's a problem no more since the game is now officially available to the public as a standalone title. It has a play score of 8.51. Number 3 is Tom Clancy's The Division 2. Ubisoft presents the future of military shooters. After a mysterious virus takes over the world one city at a time, it's up to Tom Clancy's The Division to put a stop to the raging contagion. Taking place just 70 days after the original, The Division 2 is set to continue the viral outbreak, and this time in the familiar landscapes of Washington, D.C. This sequel aims to focus on the endgame experience, which means there'll be more challenges and activities even after the main campaign. It mixes survival elements and you join the fight for resources and basic necessities in a civilization on the brink of extinction. And like sequels, The Division 2 improves on all fronts. Try out new and exotic weapons and bring your friends in for the fight against humanity's downfall. It has a play score of 8.52. Second place is Battlefield 4. Building upon the legacy of their previous titles, DICE managed to upgrade their shooter's best features and create something new yet familiar. After a number of major updates, thousands of players still continue to play this game today. Packed with their iconic and extremely enjoyable multiplayer mode, it was also one of the first to showcase the true power of EA's Frostbite engine. It makes every battlefield into a spectacular fire show. Watch towering structures fall into piles of rubbles, exploding vehicles, and heavy artillery coming at you from the distance. But of course, the game is not perfect. It was criticized for its lack of single-player elements due to its heavy focus on the multiplayer aspect. It was easily forgivable because the multiplayer is so good. It is a culmination of all the best features of the franchise and undoubtedly one of the greatest Battlefield games yet. It has a play score of 8.64. And first place is Battlefield 1. DICE's resurgence after their Battlefront fiasco is a welcome treat, especially when this marks a brand new beginning for the Battlefield games. This latest Battlefield title takes you back to the dawn of war. Experience World War I at its peak and step into warplanes, zeppelins, trenches, tanks, and even meet a controversial addition of female soldiers. Its single-player campaign packs good fun. Follow through 6 different chapters in various character perspectives, but we all know DICE isn't in it for the single-player experience. We're looking at you, EA. Despite its imperfection, it's still a solid successor to DICE's long list of shooters, especially its biggest upgrade to this franchise, its multiplayer. Gather your squad and set the battlefield ablaze in its various multiplayer modes: Conquest, Domination, Rush, and so much more. You can even play as a pigeon if you like. Critics and gamers love it for its intense action experience, but as an EA game, it was criticized once again for its controversial use of microtransactions. Nevertheless, it receives a play score of 8.81. Hey guys, if you love this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to become a certified What to Player. So that's it, and goodbye.